chosen one. The light has guided you back to us once more. This time, listen carefully to what I am about to share with you. This is not a message for everyone. This is urgent, and it is meant only for those who truly walk the divine path. For those who have been set apart for a higher calling. If you are not serious about your spiritual journey, if you are not genuinely aligned with the divine purpose, this message will not resonate with you, and it would be better that you do not continue. But if you are here right now, reading these words, hearing this voice, it is not an accident. It is not coincidence. It is not chance. The timing of this message, reaching you at this exact moment, is divinely orchestrated, carefully planned, intentionally delivered. There is a real danger that arises when chosen ones begin to surpass the people around them spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. And the truth is, most chosen ones are completely unprepared for what comes next. When you rise, when you elevate, when you step into new levels of awareness and authority, something shifts in your environment. Not everyone can handle it. Not everyone will understand it. Not everyone will celebrate it. This message will open your eyes to what is happening around you and what is happening within you. The internal shifts, the external changes, the spiritual recalibration that is taking place even now. Stay with me until the very end, because what I am about to reveal may protect you from unnecessary pain, from deep confusion, from battles you were never meant to fight. Before we continue, if this is already resonating with your spirit, if you can already feel the truth of these words touching something deep within you, show your alignment by liking this video. It helps this message reach other chosen ones who desperately need to hear it. And comment 777 below to declare that you are ready, that you are willing, that you are open to receive this truth. The moment heaven paused, what already happened without you knowing, chosen one. I want you to slow your breathing for a moment. Stop everything you are doing and listen with your spirit, not just with your ears, not with your mind, but with the deepest part of who you are. Because what I am about to explain is the reason your life started feeling different without any logical explanation. The reason things shifted internally, even when nothing changed externally. The reason you began sensing something profound was happening even though you could not name it or describe it or understand it fully. Long before anything changes on earth, long before manifestation occurs in the physical realm, heaven always moves first. The divine never waits for human awareness to act. The divine never asks permission, never seeks approval, never announces intentions ahead of time. The divine acts first, then reveals later. And in your case, chosen one, something already happened while you were not looking, while you were busy questioning yourself, while you were wondering if you were making progress, while you were doubting your path. Something occurred in the realm of the spirit that you were completely unaware of. There was a specific moment, a precise instant when heaven paused over your name. Not because you were loud, not because you were demanding attention, not because you were making noise or trying to be seen, but because you endured, because you kept going when clarity was completely absent, because you prayed even when your prayers felt heavy, felt burdensome, felt like they were going nowhere, because you stayed obedient when obedience felt totally unrewarded, when it felt like a waste, when it felt pointless. That is when the divine intervened, quietly, firmly, permanently. Many chosen ones believe that spiritual breakthroughs must feel dramatic. They expect lightning from heaven, audible voices, thunder, instant relief, visible signs, undeniable proof. But the truth is, the deepest movements of the divine are silent. They are quiet. They are subtle. They are judicial, like verdicts issued in a courtroom. They are decisions made in the courts of heaven, authoritative pronouncements that carry eternal weight, not loud announcements made on earth for everyone to hear and witness. What happened to you, chosen one, was not emotional. It was not about feelings. It was not dependent on how you felt in that moment. It was authorized, legal, official. A verdict was issued over your life while you were still questioning yourself, while you were still doubting, while you were still wondering if you were enough, if you were qualified, if you were truly called. The decision was made while you were still unsure. You did not feel it happening because heaven protected you from the full weight of it. Had you known too early what was being released, what was being authorized, what was being set in motion, fear would have crept into your heart. Pride might have tried to rise up and take root. Doubt could have interfered with the process. So the divine, in infinite wisdom and mercy, kept you unaware while securing the outcome, while locking in the result, while sealing your assignment. That is mercy. That is protection. That is wisdom beyond human understanding. There was a specific point in your journey where your faith was being measured, where it was being tested, where it was being weighed and examined, but you were never told it was a test. You were never informed that you were being observed. Heaven was watching quietly, observing carefully, taking note of how you handled delay without answers, how you handled silence without explanation, how you handled misunderstanding without defense, how you handled emotional fatigue without giving up. You were watched when absolutely no one was applauding you. You were examined during the times when you thought you were completely forgotten, totally overlooked, entirely abandoned. And it was precisely in that season, in that difficult and lonely season, that heaven responded with authority. You see, chosen one, heaven does not react to words alone. Heaven does not respond to eloquent speeches or impressive declarations. The divine responds to alignment, to authenticity, to the truth of who you are when no one is watching. The divine is not moved by how much you speak about faith or how loudly you proclaim your beliefs, but by how you actually carry yourself when faith feels costly, when it requires sacrifice, when it demands everything from you and seems to give nothing back. You kept your integrity intact in moments where compromise would have been so much easier, so much more comfortable, so much more accepted. You restrained yourself. You held back. You exercised self-control when retaliation was completely justified, when getting even would have made perfect sense, when fighting back seemed like the only reasonable response. You stayed kind. You remained gentle. You chose compassion when bitterness would have been totally understandable, when hardening your heart would have seemed like simple self-protection. Those quiet moments, those private decisions, those internal choices that no one else saw or knew about. They did not go unnoticed by heaven. Every single one was recorded, observed, honored. There was a spiritual checkpoint that you crossed without any ceremony, without any announcement, without any celebration. A point of no return, a threshold, a line in the spirit. Once you crossed it, your assignment could no longer be aborted by the enemy. It could no longer be delayed by circumstances. It could no longer be transferred to someone else. It was locked in, sealed, permanent. And when that happened, when you crossed that invisible line, heaven did not celebrate loudly. Heaven did not throw a party. Instead, heaven became still, quiet, reverent, because what had just been confirmed over you carried weight. It carried responsibility. It carried eternal significance. This is precisely why your life started feeling strange afterward. Not worse, understand, not bad, just unfamiliar, different. New, old motivations that used to drive you suddenly stopped having power. Old desires that used to excite you completely lost their appeal. Old goals that used to seem so important faded into irrelevance. You began to feel disconnected, detached, separated from things that once felt totally normal, completely natural, absolutely central to your identity. That was not confusion, chosen one. That was not you losing your way. That was transition. That was transformation. That was your spirit adjusting, recalibrating, realigning to a completely new spiritual jurisdiction, a different level of authority, a higher realm of operation. You may have thought nothing was happening during that time because externally, on the surface, things looked exactly the same. Same environment, same challenges, same problems, same unanswered questions, same seemingly impossible situations. But internally, on a deep spiritual level, something profound shifted, something fundamental changed. Your tolerance for certain energies dropped dramatically. Things that you used to be able to tolerate, you suddenly could not stand anymore. Your patience with nonsense, with drama, with manipulation, with games, it completely disappeared. Your appetite for shallow connections, for surface-level relationships, for meaningless conversations, it faded away entirely. Those were not just personality changes, chosen one. Those were not mood swings or phases. Those were spiritual signals, divine indicators. Heaven sent markers showing you that something had fundamentally shifted in your spiritual DNA. When heaven moves first, when the divine acts in the spiritual realm, earth always lags behind. Always the physical manifestation is slower than the spiritual authorization. That delay between what has been decreed and what becomes visible is not punishment. It is not the divine withholding from you. It is not a test of your patience designed to frustrate you. It is alignment. It is the divine allowing time, creating space, orchestrating circumstances for structures to shift, for people to reposition, for circumstances to rearrange themselves so they do not collide with what has already been approved over your life. So they do not interfere with what is coming. So they do not block what has been released. This is why some doors suddenly closed without any warning, without any explanation, without giving you a chance to fight for them. Why certain people walked away from your life without closure, without a final conversation, without tying up loose ends. Why plans that seemed so certain, so solid, so guaranteed fell apart at the absolute last minute, right when you thought they were about to manifest. Heaven was clearing interference. Heaven was removing obstacles. Heaven was eliminating distractions. Not because those things were evil in themselves, not because those people were bad, not because those opportunities were wrong, but because they were no longer compatible with where you were being placed, with what you were being prepared for, with who you were becoming. You did not fail when those things fell apart. You were not rejected when those people left. You were not being punished when those doors closed. You graduated, you leveled up, you were promoted, and graduation in the spirit. Promotion in the spiritual realm, it rarely feels celebratory in the moment. It feels lonely. It feels quiet. It feels heavy. It feels isolating, because elevation always comes with awareness. Increased responsibility comes with increased consciousness, and awareness, true spiritual awareness. It comes with a weight of responsibility that most people are not willing to carry. The divine does not elevate chosen ones simply to make them comfortable, to make their lives easier, to reduce their struggles. Elevation is not about comfort. It is about effectiveness. It is about impact. It is about positioning you where you can fulfill your purpose with maximum effect. There was a specific moment when heaven saw, when the divine recognized, when it was confirmed that you could be trusted with silence, trusted with not having answers, trusted with waiting without knowing when the wait would end, trusted with not knowing what comes next. That level of trust is rare. That kind of faith is uncommon. Most people want revelation before they are ready for it. Most demand answers before they have developed the maturity to handle them. But you, chosen one, you accepted obedience without explanation. You said yes without knowing all the details. You kept moving forward without having the complete picture. And that is exactly why heaven responded with authorization. If you are beginning to understand what I am revealing here, if light is starting to break through the confusion you have been feeling, take a moment right now to subscribe to this channel so you do not miss future messages that are meant specifically for you. Messages that are tailored to this exact season you are walking through. Why even the archangels were stunned by what was released over you. Chosen one, what was released over you? What was decreed concerning your life? It was not ordinary. It was not common. It was not standard procedure. When heaven issues a decree, when the divine releases an authorization, there are different levels of authority involved, depending on the assignment, depending on the calling, depending on what is being entrusted. Some assignments require angelic assistance. Some require prophetic confirmation from multiple sources. Some require signs and wonders to accompany them. But what was released over you? What was authorized concerning your life and your future? It required something higher, something more significant, something more weighty. It required a mandate that was so profound, so powerful, so far-reaching, that even archangels, beings who exist in the very presence of the divine, they paused to witness it. They took note. They observed what was being released. This is not being shared to inflate your ego, chosen one. This is not about pride or self-importance. This is to stabilize your confidence, to anchor your faith, to root your assurance. Because when you truly understand the level of authority that was involved in what has been spoken over you, when you grasp the weight of what has been decreed, you will stop doubting. You will stop questioning. You will stop wondering if it was real. You will know beyond any shadow of doubt that what has been sealed over your life cannot be reversed, cannot be stopped, cannot be cancelled by any opposing force. The enemy knows what was released. Darkness is not blind. Evil is not ignorant. The spiritual realm is aware. Demons sense the shift in your life even when you do not fully understand it yourself yet. This is why spiritual resistance increased dramatically after your season of silence. This is why attacks intensified, became more frequent, became more strategic, right at the moment when nothing visible had changed in your circumstances. This is why warfare escalated precisely when you thought you should be experiencing breakthrough. The enemy does not waste energy, does not invest resources, does not deploy high-level attacks against those who carry no assignment, who pose no threat, who have no real authority. Interference is proof of importance. Opposition is evidence of significance. When heaven authorizes something truly powerful, when something of eternal consequence is released, opposition will rise to test your resolve, to challenge your commitment, to see if you will hold your ground or retreat when pressure increases. But here is what you must understand, what you must grasp deep in your spirit. The attacks you have been facing, the battles you have been fighting, they are not designed to stop you. They are not meant to destroy you. They are not intended to derail your calling. They are designed to prepare you, to train you, to develop you, to build capacity within you. Every single battle that you have fought, every struggle that you have endured, every opposition that you have faced, it sharpened your discernment. It taught you how to recognize truth from deception. It showed you how to distinguish between divine voice and enemy whispers. Every delay that frustrated you, every closed door that disappointed you, every no that confused you, It strengthened your patience. It built endurance in you. It developed your ability to trust when you cannot trace, to believe when you cannot see, to stand when everything around you is shaking. Every wound that you received, every betrayal that cut deep, every abandonment that left you alone, it deepened your compassion for others. It gave you empathy that you could never have developed any other way. It created in you a heart that can minister to the broken because you know what it feels like to be shattered. You are not the same person who entered that difficult season. You are not who you were when the testing began. You have been transformed through the fire. You have been refined through the pressure. You endured what would have broken countless others, what has destroyed many who were less committed than you. You remained faithful when abandoning your post would have been totally justified, when walking away would have made perfect sense, when quitting would have been completely understandable. And that endurance, that perseverance, that refusal to give up, it qualified you for what is coming next. It prepared you for what you are about to step into, what this means for your future and your assignment. Chosen one, what has been authorized over you is not just for you alone. It is not only about your personal benefit or your individual blessing. It is for the many. It is for the multitudes. It is for all those who will be impacted by your obedience, who will be touched by your faithfulness, who will be transformed by your willingness to say yes to the divine call. Your assignment carries weight. It carries significance. It carries eternal consequence because it is connected to others. There are people waiting for you to step into position, waiting for you to take your place, waiting for you to walk in the authority that has been given to you. They do not even know they are waiting. They do not realize their breakthrough is connected to your obedience, but it is. This is why you cannot afford to doubt anymore. This is why comparison is no longer useful. Your path is specific. Your timing is intentional. What looks like delay is actually preparation. What feels like waiting is actually positioning. You are in the space between authorization and manifestation. And that space is sacred. It is guarded. It is protected. When heaven releases something powerful, the divine does not rush its arrival. Protection sometimes looks like delay. You wondered why things slowed down just when you felt ready, why progress seemed invisible even though your faith was steady. That was not stagnation. That was concealment. Heaven hides what is precious until the environment is safe enough to receive it. Even the sun walked hidden years before public purpose. And if that level of calling required concealment, how much more those chosen to carry weighty assignments? Understand this clearly. There are things about you that are still hidden, not because you are unworthy, but because exposure too early would attract interference. Heaven knows timing better than desire. So while you waited, heaven worked. While you questioned, heaven secured. While you thought nothing changed, everything was being arranged behind the veil. The spiritual shift you did not notice, chosen one. Something changed in you that you did not consciously register. Your spiritual senses sharpened. Your discernment increased. Your ability to perceive truth from deception grew stronger. You started noticing patterns you previously missed. You began sensing energies before situations unfolded. You felt warnings before danger arrived. This was not coincidence. This was upgrade. Heaven does not release authority without equipping the vessel first. You were being prepared while you thought you were just surviving. Every closed door taught you trust. Every delayed answer taught you patience. Every painful separation taught you discernment. You are no longer who you were. You think differently. You respond differently. You choose differently. And the people closest to you noticed even if they could not articulate what changed. Some celebrated your growth. Some felt threatened by it. Some distanced themselves because they could no longer relate. That was not rejection, that was realignment. Not everyone is assigned to your next season. Some were only meant to walk with you for a portion of the journey. Their departure was not betrayal, it was completion. Honor what was, but do not force what is no longer. Your responsibility now is stewardship. Revelation changes responsibility. Once you understand what has already been done, how you move matters more than ever. This is not the season to rush, prove, or announce. This is the season to steward what has been entrusted. The first responsibility is restraint. You must resist the urge to speak prematurely. Not everyone is assigned to understand what is happening in you. Some are only meant to see the fruit later. Explanation too early invites interference. Silence protects what is still forming. This is not secrecy born from fear. It is wisdom born from discernment. The second responsibility is humility. Authority grows best in low soil. The moment ego rises, clarity blurs. You must guard against spiritual pride disguised as confidence. Confidence rests, pride compares. Confidence listens. Pride speaks unnecessarily. Stay grounded, stay teachable. Everything you carry was entrusted, not earned. Gratitude keeps the channel open, entitlement clogs it. The third responsibility is discipline, not harsh discipline, gentle consistency. Maintain your prayer life even when you feel strong. Read scripture not for information but alignment. Choose routines that support peace rather than stimulation. Your inner environment matters now more than ever. The fourth responsibility is patience. You are in the space between confirmation and manifestation. This is where many disrupt their own breakthrough by rushing. Let the divine unfold things in perfect order. Timing is not delay. Timing is protection. Trust it. The fifth responsibility is compassion. As you grow in awareness, you will notice others still trapped in cycles you escaped. Do not judge them. Remember how long your process took. Lead gently. Speak with kindness. Authority without compassion becomes control. Your calling is not to correct everyone. It is to remain aligned. You must also learn to rest without guilt. Rest is obedience in this season. Overexertion will dull your discernment. The divine does not need you exhausted. Clarity comes from rest, not striving. Pay attention to what drains you now, conversations that feel heavy, environments that feel chaotic, obligations that disrupt peace. You are allowed to choose differently. Stewardship includes boundaries. Another responsibility is obedience without urgency. You will receive subtle nudges rather than loud instructions, a sense to pause, a feeling to wait, a thought to redirect. Honor those quiet instructions. Your sensitivity is being refined. Obedience now will feel less dramatic, but more precise. You may also notice that blessings come quietly, opportunities without announcement, favor without fanfare. Receive them with humility. You do not need to broadcast every win. And here is something crucial. Do not revisit old seasons mentally. Do not rehearse pain you already healed from. That pulls you backward emotionally. Honor your growth by staying present. Walking forward correctly does not require perfection. It requires attentiveness. Stay aware of your inner state. When peace leaves, pause. When clarity blurs, pray. When confusion arises, wait. The divine is not asking you to figure everything out. The ask is simple. Stay aligned. If this message is bringing clarity to what you have been feeling, let me know by liking this video and sharing it with someone who needs to hear this today. Your immediate action might be the final straw to help resurrect someone on the edge of pressure and to be guided back into the light, the calm before visible manifestation. Chosen one, take a deep breath and let your shoulders rest. What has been done concerning you is already settled. You are not standing at the edge of uncertainty anymore. You are standing in the quiet space where heaven has spoken and earth is still catching up. Nothing you endured was wasted. Nothing you carried was overlooked. Every silent prayer, every restrained reaction, every moment you chose faith over frustration was seen. And because it was seen, it was answered. Not loudly, not hurriedly, but thoroughly. This calm you feel now is not emptiness. It is readiness. It is the stillness that comes when striving ends and alignment begins. You are not waiting for permission. You are walking with confirmation, and what heaven confirms, no force can reverse. Do not rush what is unfolding. Do not doubt what is already sealed. Let peace lead you. Let patience guard you. Let humility keep you grounded. What is meant for you will arrive without force, without chaos, and without you losing yourself in the process. Remember this always. The divine does not bring chosen ones this far to abandon them in silence. This space teaches trust without fear. You are being prepared for what is about to become visible, and when it does, you will need this inner stability more than excitement. Your responsibility now is to remain present, remain prayerful, remain grounded, because when what heaven has already approved begins to appear visibly, you will need this foundation, and you are being built for that moment right now. So walk gently, stay faithful, trust what heaven has already decided. You are not behind, you are not forgotten. You are right where you need to be, and everything is aligning in ways you cannot yet see, but will soon understand. If this message spoke to your spirit, take a moment now to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share this with other chosen ones who need this confirmation. Comment 777 below as a declaration of alignment, peace, and readiness for what has already been released over your life. Walk gently, chosen one. Your season is shifting, and you are more prepared than you realize. Together, we shall rise toward the light.